from across mid-Missouri. This is KRCG 13, live at 10.
The nation's attention today was focused on the University of Missouri as the university system's president and Columbia campus chancellor both resigned.
Protesters had called for those actions amid accusations the two were not addressing racism on the Columbia campus. Students camped on the quad and one man stopped eating until President Tim Wolf stepped down.
Before the day was over, Columbia's campus chancellor R. Bowen Lofton also said he would step aside.
KRCG 13's Mark Slavitt has the reaction of Wolf and Lofton now that they are no longer in leadership positions.
He begins our team coverage tonight.
Monday began with the resignation of University President Tim Wolf and ended with Chancellor R. Bowen Lofton stepping down from his job. Wolf held back tears as he announced his resignation. Wolf took full responsibility for the alleged racial incidents on all 4 university campuses. Wolf wants everyone to use his resignation as part of a healing process.
I'm resigning as president of the University of Missouri system. My motivation in making this decision comes from love. I love MU.
Several hours after Wolf's resignation, Chancellor R. Bowen Lofton announced he was stepping down from his job as of January 1st. Before Lofton's announcement, 9 deans from the Mizzou campus sent a letter to the curators asking them to fire Lofton. However, Lofton will continue to work in the university system.
I will transition from the role of Chancellor of the University of Missouri effective the end of this year and move into a new role where I will work with many people across the university and with the system to advance our research mission.
University of Missouri Board of Curators President Donald Cupp said the Board of Curators will try to replace both Wolf and Lofton as soon as possible. In Columbia, Mark Slavitt, KRCG 13.
News of Wolf's resignation caused a celebration among MU students protesting on campus. Hundreds of students were gathered at a protest site on the Carnahan Quadrangle when Wolf resigned earlier this morning.
KRCG 13's Garrett Bergquist was there when the word broke. He explains why some students say Wolf's resignation is not an end in itself.
The celebration was immediate when Wolf announced his resignation.
I'm very proud, actually. 11 students caused this one small problem, and it became worldwide. It's known everywhere. It's trending on Twitter.
Members of the group Concerned Student 1950 had been camping on the Carnahan Quadrangle for a week prior to Wolf's resignation. Some students say they're relieved Wolf chose to step down.
It's a feeling of relief, but not all the way. This was, like I say, this is the first step.
Students Maggie Brown and Christina Bates say they want to see a shift in attitudes on campus.
For the white, well, yeah, sorry, for them to accept us and know that we're people just like you are. The only thing that's different is I'm black and you're white, but we're here for the same goal. We're here to accomplish the same thing.
I would like to see inclusion on my campus as well. Things that are tradition to Mizzou, I would like to see. In the homecoming parade held at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock that day of homecoming, I would like to see inclusion. You know, we don't have to do things outside of us.
One student who did not want to go on camera says if a protest of this scale was needed, he's glad it happened at MU. He said he hopes Monday's events help turn MU into a leader on race issues. In Columbia, Garrett Bergquist, KRCG 13.
With Tim Wolf's resignation, the hunger strike by an MU student, Jonathan Butler, came to an end today.
We continue our team coverage with KRCG 13's Courtney Joden, who tells us more about that and more about from the Concerned Student 1950 group.
Thousands filled Tradition Plaza as original members of the Concerned Student 1950 group addressed the media and community following Tim Wolf's resignation.
Please stop focusing on the fact of the Mizzou hunger strike itself. Look at why did we have to get here in the first place and why the struggle and why we had to fight the way that we did.
Butler says their cries for change shouldn't have taken this long. The original 11 members, including MU grad student Jonathan Butler, who helped start the Mizzou hunger strike, say Wolf's resignation is a glimmer of hope in just the beginning. The group says they demand an immediate meeting with the Board of Curators, System Faculty Council, and Governor Jay Nixon.
To discuss shared governance and create a system of holistic inclusion for all constituents.
Members say their demands must be met to get healing. The group says they will not rest until they have full shared governance within the system. Butler, who held an 8-day hunger strike, has continued eating again. He says this movement was not made by him alone. It was everyone who wanted to stand up for a change.
It was everybody who chose to stand up in this time who made this possible. This was not Jonathan Butler. This was the Mizzou community, for one of the first times that I've ever seen, stand together united.
Spokesperson for Concerned Student 1950, Candace Head, says Butler did go to the hospital Monday morning. Head says Butler is doing the best he can, but it's going to take some time to get back to full nourishment. As for the tents out here, it's unclear how long they will be out. In Columbia, Courtney Joden, KRCG 13.
Members of the MU football team joined in on those protests.
KRCG 13's Rod Smith was there when Gary Pinkel spoke to the media.
Megan and Kermit, the Missouri football Tigers will return to the practice field tomorrow. They didn't practice today nor yesterday. And yes, the game is on for Saturday in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. Mizzou will take on BYU as originally scheduled. Gary Pinkel spoke to the media today, and it was a big gathering of national media, all kinds of cameras. He spoke about his decision to stand by his team's stand. He said it really was an easy decision.
They asked me if I'd support them, and I said I would. I didn't look at consequences. That wasn't about it at the time. It was about helping my players and supporting my players when they needed me. And I did the right thing, and I would do it again.
This has not been an easy season for Gary Pinkel and his Tigers. Of course, Matty Mock, the quarterback, suspended twice, now out for the season. And then this major distraction over the last few days. And oh, by the way, the Tigers have lost 4 straight games. 4 and 5 heading to Kansas City. They do have a game and a chance to even up on the season. In Columbia, Rod Smith, KRCG 13 Sports.
A series of racially charged events at the university led to today's resignations of Lofton and Wolf.
KRCG 13's Ashley Zavala has a timeline of those events.
Tim Wolf and R. Bowen Lofton stepped down from their respective positions after a long list of events in a short amount of time. In September, student body president Peyton Head was called racial slurs as he was walking on campus. In the beginning of October, a student allegedly targeted the legions of black collegians with racial slurs as they practiced a homecoming skit. A week later, student group Concerned Student 1950 blocked Wolf's car during the homecoming parade. After meeting with Wolf in the beginning of November, Concerned Student 1950 still was not satisfied with his approach toward one of the issues taking over campus.
We stopped listening to each other. We didn't respond or react.
MU grad student Jonathan Butler reacted to what he felt was Wolf's inaction by starving himself until the university system president resigned. On Saturday, 5 days into that hunger strike, Mizzou football players boycotted team activities until Butler ate and Wolf stepped down. Their head football coach said he supported them.
And I've been doing this a long time, and I've been a part of nothing like this, and feel that we did the right thing without question.
Concerned Student 1950 says they'd like to add more to that timeline, including meetings with Governor Jay Nixon and Missouri's Board of Curators. In Columbia, Ashley Zavala, KRCG 13.
On Sunday, Attorney General Chris Koster said he hopes the Missouri Board of Curators creates a process by which indecents can be reported. A video of a confrontation involving demonstrators on the Carnahan Quad is making the rounds today.
We will show it to you coming up on KRCG 13 live at 10.
If you would like to take photos, you need to...
Temperatures this morning back into the 30s this afternoon, into the 50s. We are going to find warm weather again for your Tuesday and thunderstorm chances on Wednesday. Details after the break.
And now, your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
Upper 50s to near 60 degrees here for the afternoon. A few spots into the 20s this morning. Jefferson City, one of those areas. And the last time we had a 28-degree temperature was back on April the 4th. So it's been quite a while since we've seen those cold temperatures, and a few spots had them here this morning. Otherwise, as we go through the afternoon tonight, or the afternoon tomorrow, in fact, we'll find that sunshine continuing, south winds again 5 to 10 miles per hour. However, as we get into Wednesday, we are going to find some changes. A large area low pressure is going to be sweeping across the Central Plains. That will bring a threat for severe weather. We'll find gusty winds out ahead of that. And all modes of severe weather will be possible on Wednesday afternoon. As far as the setup, still a little bit of unknowns with this and making sure all the ingredients are coming together, but it does look like wind will be the primary threat. But with some of these storms, tornadoes cannot be ruled out. The actual location for that will be refining over the next couple of days. Right now, I'm thinking the highest threat for that would come for areas north of I-70. Here's where our storm system's located right now. Still off the coast of California. Showers, thunderstorms out across that part of the country. Some snow through the high elevations of the Sierra Nevadas. The storm system will continue to sweep across the southwest part of the U.S. Once it gets across the Rockies, it will tap into the Gulf of Mexico, bring us a little more cloud cover, and shower and thunderstorm chances really start to ramp up after 12 o'clock on Wednesday. The immediate threat here for mid-Missouri right now, at least the consensus between a lot of this data, is showing around 2 to 3 o'clock starting across the western part of this mid-Missouri and moving east, and it does look like a lot of this will be out of here by the late evening hours. Right now, quiet skies over Jefferson City. A live look at our Scruggs Lumber camera. 39 degrees currently in Jefferson City. Calm winds at dew point right at 31 degrees. Overall temperature still 30s and 40s, but it's really all in your location. Warmer right now, Lynn at 47, while we're finding some of the cooler temperatures up to the north. Higbee 39, Brunswick also there at 37. Lynn, again, one of the warmer spots. Not much in the way of cloud cover now. It looks like we're going to stay that way for at least another 24 hours. Here's how that hour-by-hour forecast is shaping up as we go through the day on your Tuesday. We'll start the day off with quiet skies, sunshine. Going through the afternoon, still looking for mostly sunny skies. We will find a few clouds late Tuesday and into your Wednesday morning beginning to roll in. Overall, we'll be dry Wednesday morning, but a couple spots of rain will be possible. It'll be more towards that afternoon time frame that we start to see that roll in. Here's 3:30, and notice it lines up right along US 65. That will continue to move to the east. And by 7 o'clock, this particular indication, this piece of data showing the storm systems will be out of here. So the severe weather risk really all across mid-Missouri. As we get into your Wednesday, again, this will be more towards Wednesday afternoon and evening. All modes of severe weather will be a possibility. Clear and cold overnight. Looking for the low to mid-30s when you wake up for the afternoon. Sunny and mild. High temperatures tomorrow back into the upper 60s. So we'll get close to 70 degrees, though, I think, on Wednesday afternoon, which is also Veterans Day. Again, that's the day you want to really pay attention to any outdoor activities that you might have planned or any travel that you have to do, especially during that rush hour commute home. That's when that threat is really going to be sort of at its peak here in a lot of mid-Missouri. Behind that system into the weekend, not too bad.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Zach.
Two of the highest-ranking administrators at the University of Missouri have lost their jobs. Now
an instructor there has come under fire. We'll show you the confrontation captured all on video, creating a stir next on KRCG 13 live at 10. Right now, the University of Missouri is without assistant president, and as of January 1st, Mizzou will be without a chancellor.
Tonight, a University of Missouri professor is in the crosshairs after a video recorded during today's demonstrations surfaced online. As we've told you, tensions ran high on the campus before the announcement of Tim Wolf's resignation. The group concerned Students 1950, along with hundreds of other students, rallied on the Carnahan Quad. And it appears as though the group aimed its anger at the media as well as the university administration. In the video, you can see a journalist trying to take photographs of the students. At one point, according to CNN, a reporter got inside the demonstration and approached Melissa Click, a Mizzou assistant professor of mass media.
Hi, media. Can I talk to you?
No, you need to get out. You need to get out.
No, I don't.
You need to get out.
I actually don't.
All right. Hey, who wants to
Now, on the official Twitter account of Concerned Students 1950 at Mizzou, the group sent out this tweet, quote, "We ask for no media in the parameters so the place where people live, fellowship, and sleep can be protected from twisted, insincere narratives." The Highway Patrol serves and protects the community.
And tonight we have a special report to go behind the scenes and get a look behind the uniform. That's next on KRCG 13, live at 10. As a news organization, we often report on stories involving the Missouri State Highway Patrol, but it's rare that we have a chance to really interact with the troopers on a personal level. For 6 weeks, I, along with 20 other people, went behind the scenes of the Missouri State Highway Patrol during their Community Alliance program to see how they protect and serve.
We're more than a uniform, we're a person behind the uniform.
Once a week for 6 weeks, Mid-Missourians from all walks of life learned about the Missouri State Highway Patrol's purpose and role within the community.
There are so many things that they do that I think the general public isn't familiar with.
Grant Shorthose of Jefferson City Flying Service is a graduate of the Troop F Community Alliance program.
Just to get a better understanding of what the rest of the Highway Patrol does, the way they interact with, the citizens of Missouri, and just to get a better understanding for myself of how all that works.
For Highway Patrol Public Information and Education Officer Scott White, this was his first time hosting a class.
The purpose of the Community Alliance is not to train people, it's just to inform them of the job we do and the role that we play in the community. One of the best reactions that I saw was after, I think, the second night, and it was when one of the participants came up to me and told me, "I wish I could do this every single night."
During one session, we went to the Highway Patrol's firing range. We each had a trooper guiding us through the steps of shooting their gun. It was a Glock 22 Generation 3 40 caliber. We learned how to load it, where to place our hands, and the proper stance. For some of us, shooting a handgun was a foreign experience. At the firing range, troopers created situations like ones they might encounter. At one point, the fluorescent lights illuminating the range, they were turned off, and red and blue lights resembling their patrol lights, they were turned on.
That was crazy. That was exciting, exhilarating. I mean, my adrenaline was just rushing through my body the entire time, and we were shooting at a paper target. It was just amazing to sit there and have that rush of what it feels like to actually fire that weapon. I can't imagine what they go through just driving down the road thinking that they could have to use it.
During one of the classes, we met members from the patrol SWAT team. We tried on their gear and looked in and out of the Bearcat. We also learned about the bomb squad and saw some of their technology. And for the 5th class, we met at the patrol's Emergency Vehicle Operations course, or EVOC. It's where Highway Patrol recruits learn how to operate their vehicle. Each one of us put on a helmet, buckled up, and got the ride of a lifetime. Through all of the classes, we got a better understanding of the pressure and stress troopers are under.
Hopefully, I'll just have a better respect for all law enforcement or anybody of authority. The idea of going through this class and just walking away with nothing would just be a waste of time.
And the switch is just right here.
I think that citizens sometimes think that maybe the police aren't doing their job or they're overstepping their boundaries. With the Community Alliance, that helps citizens see the rules and the regulations and the procedures that the police have to follow. And I really think that programs like these alleviate some of those misunderstandings.
The program ended with graduation night, with a plaque and a handshake. 21 new Mid-Missourians, now graduates of the 2015 Missouri State Highway Patrol Community Alliance program. At the beginning of the course, Scott White was a corporal. By the end, he had been promoted to a sergeant. It was an accomplishment the class felt a connection to. Tomorrow night on KRCG 13 at Live at 10, we'll introduce you to 2 women whose lives were hit by tragedy. They'll share their stories and their reasoning behind taking this class and what they learned from it.
The football Tigers get back to work as they prepare to face BYU, and Mizzou's women's basketball team hits the court for another exhibition game. Tony has the highlights next in sports.
The Missouri Tigers will play BYU this Saturday in Kansas City. The status of that game was in doubt this weekend after several members of the Tiger football team joined the Concerned Student 1950 protest. But as Rod Smith tells us, after today's events, the Tigers can finally focus just on football.
Tony, maybe things will get a little bit more back to normal tomorrow when the Tigers take the practice field. They did meet together as a team tonight with head coach Gary Pinkel and the other coaches. The players themselves did not speak to the media today, and as normal procedure has it, they won't speak at all this week to us, so we won't get any reaction from them until after the BYU game on Saturday night in Kansas City. As for head coach Gary Pinkel, he did speak out today and talked about the team meeting yesterday, which really made a big impact.
I'm sure that some players said, I don't know if I really agree with missing a game for this, but we're a team and we're a family, and I get and I feel what those guys are feeling, and I'm going to support them. So to sit there and say, everybody raised their hand and said, I'm in, they certainly did. But at the end of the day, certainly there were some players that just went along with it, most likely, because it was their football team and their family, and they were going to support them.
Many opinions on this whole situation at Mizzou. Our sports writer Tom Leffler has a story on the website. In major college sports, there's a lot of money to be made and lost.
Well, there's always a bottom line, and the bottom line is usually money. You know, once the football team got involved, they realized they were going to lose $1 million plus. Heaven forbid it went on the whole season. If the volleyball team had done this, or the women's basketball team, no. The only two teams that have the leverage to do this are football and men's basketball, and there was a lot of money at stake, and I think that's why this stuff happened.
More from Tom on Leffler's link at krcgtv.com. And Tony, there is a football game Saturday night, Missouri and BYU. We weren't so sure yesterday, but they will play in Kansas City.
And that is at 6:30 on Saturday night, Missouri and BYU at Arrowhead. In other sports news today, Mizzou's soccer season came to an end. Despite a second-place finish in the SEC, the Tigers did not receive a bid to the NCAA tournament. Missouri finishes up the year with a 9-5-5 mark. Second and final exhibition game for the Mizzou women's basketball team. Tigers hosting Division II Quincy from Illinois. Sophie Cunningham, the freshman from Rockbridge High, driving, puts that one in. She had 15 points. An assist here to Leanna Doty, who was a perfect 3 of 3 from downtown. She finished with 13 points. Michelle Hooden getting in on the fun. That's good from beyond the arc. All Tigers, as you would expect, 97-54. Mizzou opens the regular season on the road Friday night down in Springfield at Missouri State. And don't forget, you have until tomorrow afternoon to help us select the Wall Street Insurance Group High School Football Play of the Week. Go to our KRCG 13 Facebook page to let us know which of this week's 3 nominees you think should be the winner. We will show you the top vote getter tomorrow during KRCG 13 live at 6. So get on there, let us know.
All right, sounds good.
Quite the day today.
Yeah.
And the weather is going to be something different on Wednesday.
Something on Wednesday, yeah. In the meantime, it will gradually be getting warmer. Still a little chilly tomorrow morning, a little below average, right around 34 degrees. We had a couple spots this morning in the upper 20s. I don't think we'll find upper 20s tomorrow, but would not be surprised if we found a few spots down to 30 to 31. However, tomorrow afternoon, we will find mid to upper 60s with lots of sunshine. We'll find some areas on Wednesday or Veterans Day close to 70 degrees. But by the afternoon and evening, we'll also find showers and thunderstorms across the area. Severe weather, a possibility on Wednesday as well. A lot of that right now looks like it'll happen between noon and about 6 p.m. Beyond 6 p.m., we'll start to see things clear out, quiet down, and looking good going into next weekend.
Okay. And that is our report. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.